What if I told you that the person who seems to have moved on completely is actually trapped in a psychological prison of their own making? Stay with me, because what Carl Jung discovered about narcissistic psychology will reveal why they can't stop obsessing over the one person who walked away. Carl Jung said that the psyche abhors a vacuum, and nowhere is this more evident than in the narcissist who lost their primary source of emotional supply. You see, people think narcissists forget and move on easily. But Jung's research revealed something far more complex and, frankly, far more devastating for them. Here's what most people don't understand about what happens in a narcissist's mind after an empath leaves. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll understand why your absence haunts them more than your presence ever could. According to Carl Jung, the narcissist operates from what he called an inflated ego. Their entire psychological structure is built on external validation, on mirrors that reflect back the image they've constructed. But what happens when the most important mirror suddenly disappears? What Jung discovered about narcissistic collapse will shock you. The empath wasn't just another source of attention. They were what Jung termed the carrier of the narcissist's projected anima or animus, the missing piece of their fragmented psyche. When an empath leaves, they don't just take themselves. They take the narcissist's illusion of wholeness with them. And this creates what Jung called a psychological rupture that the narcissist cannot repair. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating, and why they literally cannot stop thinking about you. Carl Jung said that narcissists suffer from what he termed an underdeveloped self. They never completed the individuation process. They remained stuck in the ego inflation stage, dependent on others to maintain their psychological equilibrium. The empath provided something the narcissist had never developed internally: genuine emotional depth, authentic connection, real empathy. When you were there, they could pretend they possessed these qualities by proximity. But when you left, the mirror shattered, and now they're forced to confront the emptiness that was always there. They see it every single day, and it's driving them absolutely insane. Listen carefully to what happens next in their psychology, because this is where their obsession becomes pathological. According to Carl Jung's theory of psychological projection, narcissists cannot acknowledge their own deficiencies. So when an empath leaves, the narcissist's mind enters what Jung called a state of compulsive repetition. They replay every conversation, every moment, every interaction, not out of love, but out of desperate need to understand what went wrong with their control mechanism. Here's what Jung understood that most people miss. The narcissist doesn't miss you as a person. They miss what you represented: an endless supply of validation, a perfect audience, someone who saw their potential despite their cruelty. You were their proof that they weren't the hollow shell they secretly fear they are. And when that proof walked away, their entire psychological defense system collapsed. And the more time passes, the worse it gets for them. Here's why. Carl Jung discovered that the psyche has what he called a self-regulating function. It tries to balance itself, to heal wounds, to move forward. But the narcissist's psyche can't self-regulate because they never developed that capacity. They're stuck in what Jung termed an eternal return, constantly cycling back to the moment of abandonment, trying to rewrite the narrative where they remain in control. They scroll through old photos. They check your social media obsessively. They ask mutual friends about you. They reach out with seemingly innocent messages. This isn't love or even genuine regret. It's what Jung called psychological vampirism, the desperate attempt to feed off your energy even in your absence. Because without you, they're starving. But here's what will absolutely blow your mind about their internal experience. According to Carl Jung, narcissists live in what he called a state of psychological inflation. They believe they're superior, special, irreplaceable. So when an empath, someone they considered weaker, leaves them, it creates what Jung termed an ego wound that never heals. Your departure proved something they can never accept: that they were the problem, that their cruelty had consequences, that someone could actually see through their facade and choose themselves instead. This revelation attacks the very foundation of their psychological structure, and their mind cannot process it, so it obsesses over it endlessly, trying to find an explanation that doesn't require them to face their own darkness. Carl Jung observed that healthy individuals process loss through what he called the transcendent function. They integrate the experience, learn from it, and move forward transformed. But the narcissist cannot access this function because they never developed it. They're trapped in what Jung termed the eternal victim cycle, unable to take responsibility, unable to grow, unable to genuinely change. So they fixate on you, the one who got away, the one who saw them clearly and still chose to leave. You become their obsession not because you were perfect, but because you represent their ultimate failure. And this is where their psychology becomes truly tragic. According to Carl Jung's research on personality disorders, the narcissist is aware on some unconscious level of their own emptiness. He called this the shadow wound, the unbearable knowledge they keep buried beneath layers of false grandiosity. The empath's presence helped them avoid this wound. Your compassion, your patience, your attempts to see their potential, all of it helped them maintain the illusion that they were capable of depth. But when you left, you took their favorite anesthetic with you. Now they're forced to feel what they've been running from their entire lives, the gnawing emptiness, the inability to truly connect, the horror of their own emotional bankruptcy. And instead of facing it, they obsess over you, because thinking about you is less painful than thinking about themselves. Here's the moment when their obsession reaches its peak and why no new supply will ever replace you. Carl Jung said that narcissists engage in what he called repetition compulsion. They try to recreate the dynamic they lost, but they can't. Every new person they meet gets compared to you. Every interaction gets measured against what they had. But here's what they don't understand, what they cannot understand. They're not trying to find you. They're trying to find the version of themselves that existed in your reflection. You made them feel deep when they were shallow. You made them feel important when they were insignificant. You made them feel worthy when they were worthless. And no one else will ever perform that psychological magic trick for them again, because you can't give that kind of gift twice, and you certainly don't give it to someone who destroyed it. According to Carl Jung, true healing requires what he called radical self-honesty, the ability to look at your shadow, acknowledge it, integrate it, and emerge whole. But the narcissist will never do this work. So they remain trapped in what Jung termed psychological purgatory, unable to move forward, unable to go back, forever frozen in the moment when you chose yourself over their dysfunction. They'll tell themselves stories, they'll rewrite history. They'll claim they're the victim. But late at night, in the quiet moments they can't control, your absence screams louder than your presence ever did. And they know, somewhere deep in that underdeveloped psyche, that they destroyed the best thing that ever tried to love them. Carl Jung discovered that the most painful prison is the one we build in our own minds. The narcissist constructed theirs with every manipulation, every lie, every act of emotional cruelty. And when you left, you didn't just close a door, you locked them inside their own psychological hell. They can't stop thinking about you because you represent everything they'll never be: authentic, whole, free. This is the psychology of narcissistic obsession. And once you understand it, you'll realize that your leaving wasn't just an ending. It was what Jung called a permanent psychological disruption in their carefully constructed false reality. They will carry your absence like a wound that never heals. A reminder that someone saw through them completely and still had the strength to walk away.